Florida State and Pittsburgh. This is college football action for Saturday. You got the Seminoles on the road. They were just announced in the FBS standings here in the Final Four so far. The first poll that came out, the first review, and uh, if I can just take a moment to review the poll a little bit. Here, I actually want to do it more on the show, not on this video, but I just thought it was poignant and interesting, and try to defend them a little bit as far as where we stand currently with the FBS standings, because Ohio State, as well, the offense, they really haven't looked that good. Why do we have Ohio State necessarily as number one here over teams like Georgia or Michigan? Well, Ohio State did look. You can have all these other teams, right? And yeah, we're trying to weigh the whole body of work, but more so, just play well against the best teams that you can get on your schedule. Remember, when we're looking at this pollsters, these guys, they just want to look at the big games. They're not worried about, you're an SEC team and you took it out on an FCS team in week, 63 to nothing, getting your team ready for the post. It doesn't matter. They just want to know about the big games. So Ohio State beat Notre Dame, beat Penn State. Notre Dame's looked pretty darn good for whatever you want to say about them. Ohio State beat them. Penn State, we know how good of a season they're having right now. Have they fallen, out of the top 10? Yeah, probably so. But did Ohio State beat them that day? Yes. So Georgia, well, they haven't even played a top 25 team. That's their problem. They're lucky maybe to be second right now. They haven't played a good schedule at all, but they've been rolling through it or whatever. And for Michigan, they've got an absolutely dreadful schedule that's ranked, like 100, over 100. So they're not taking into consideration the deal. They're not worried about that in a situation with Harbaugh or the assistants or anything. They're worried about this bad schedule. So the one thing Florida State has going for them is that big win over LSU. So those are the top four. Washington, look, they won over Oregon. They're number 5. Oregon's number 6. Pac-12, you're out again. Washington, look, something's going to have to happen to one of those two teams. And don't forget, Ohio State and Michigan. Michigan, you might need to win the game this year. I don't know. Anyways, Florida State and Pittsburgh here. Florida State 9-1 against the spread in their last 10 games overall on the road. I mean, Florida State's just been doing a terrific job. What can you say? I mean, this has been awesome to see the Knowles come back so fast, so quickly at this point. What's going to stop them? Not Pittsburgh, I would think, at this point. Um, I think Florida State's looking absolutely terrific. Why couldn't they get this one by? Okay, it's 21 and a half. I get it, but here's the thing, right? No, you don't want to buy any points here. I actually would actually get off 21 and a half. I would make it 20 and a half. I would pay the 30 or 40 cents and still roll here with Florida State. I've got Florida State. I'll lay 21 and a half on the show here. I'll lay 22. I'll lay probably even 23 and a half points if I have to here on the show as a free play, but I like Florida State to win over Pittsburgh in this one. Look, Pittsburgh's 2-6. They're 1-6-1 against the spread. Hasn't been real good. Florida State continues to drub opposition. They've covered 3 straight. They beat up on Wake Forest last game, favored by 21. They beat them by 25 points on the road. So just equate it maybe with that one. Yeah, sure. Is it back-to-back road games? You got to lay 3 touchdowns. Yes, it is. I'm willing to do it here. Pittsburgh they lost that game. Talk about Notre Dame. Pittsburgh lost 58-7 at Notre Dame. They also lost at Wake Forest. They lost at Virginia Tech. They lost at West Virginia. So, all right, I'm going to take Florida State here. Lay the points. I will lay 21 points. I don't know if we're having enough consensus here, Ray, on this one, but you and me, if we're on them.